Hello everybody and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is another episode of First Appearance of the Week. This is Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. We'll be giving you all the first appearance in your comic shops today. Now this week we've got a pretty good lineup for you guys. I think we have 5 first appearances, 4 honorable mentions, so 9 titles all to go through. Definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So let's go ahead and get started for the first appearance of the week, weekend October 17th, 2025. First up from Marvel Comics, Amazing Spider-Man number 14. This features the first appearance of the Goblin Slayer. Now, I tell you guys this all the time, Spider-Man, the most popular, most heavily collected franchise for Marvel Comics, so anytime they bring a new character into this universe, these are books you definitely want to have in your collection. And this here Amazing Spider-Man title series, this here is the mainstay or the tentpole series for the Spider-Man universe. So if they bring a new character into the Amazing Spider-Man title series, these are books you don't want to miss. You know, like I said, this here is the first appearance of the Goblin Slayer, so this is one you don't want to miss at the cover price. Grab this for your collection. Next up from Marvel Comics, The Incredible Hulk number 30. This features the first appearance of the Mother of All Horrors. This also features the possible first appearance of the Infernal Hulk. You know, The Incredible Hulk has a huge fan base and a huge collector base, and this here, The Incredible Hulk title series, this is also the main title series for the Hulk universe. So the fact that they're introducing this new character into this title series is definitely worth some consideration. This here issue also has the possible first appearance of the Infernal Hulk. So if this here does feature the first appearance of the Infernal Hulk, this is one you definitely don't want to miss. It also already has the first appearance of the Mother of All Horrors. So this one here has a lot going for it. This is another one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from Marvel Comics, Iron and Frost number 1. This features the first appearance of Tony Stark as the Iron King. Now, at this point, we really don't know what Marvel has planned for this Iron King character, but the fact that they're bringing Tony Stark into this series as the Iron King is probably worth picking up and adding to your collection. You know, this one here may be a little bit more speculative, but the fact that this here features the first appearance of Tony Stark as the Iron King, this is one, in our opinion, this is a no-brainer. You know, fans and collectors love Tony Stark, huge fan base and collector base for that character alone, and the fact they're bringing him in as this new character, like I said, at this point we really don't know what they have planned for this character, the Iron King, but you know, still, for $3 or $4, you don't want to miss out on this one. This is another one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. Next up from Marvel Comics, Sinister 6 number 1. This features the first team appearance of the Sinister Six. This is Omega Red, Phantom X, Venom, Domino, Black Cat, and Havoc. And this here is also the premiere issue for this title series. Now at this point we really don't know much about this team. This here is the first appearance, but the fact that it includes a lot of fan favorite characters here, you do have Venom, Domino, and Black Cat involved in this team. So this one here may be a little more speculative, but in my opinion, it's always worth picking up the first appearance of new characters and new teams in Marvel titles. If any of these new characters or teams hit the screen, whether small screen or big screen, you know, collectors will race back to the comics to try to find these issues. And this one here, like I said, does have some fan favorite characters involved in this team. So this one here, if they do something with this team in the broader Marvel universe, or bring this team onto the small screen or big screen, collectors will want to have this issue. And like I said, this here is a premiere issue also. So this one here, in my opinion, is definitely worth picking up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And finally, from Image Comics, G.I. Joe number 12. This features the first appearance of Shooter. Now, G.I. Joe, that franchise is incredibly strong, probably just as strong today as it was back in the 80s and 90s. Huge fan base, huge collector base. You know, and there's a huge fan base just for the comic series alone, and the fact that this here issue features the first appearance of Shooter, this new character, is definitely worth picking up for your collection. Like I said, G.I. Joe, that franchise is still going very strong, still to this day, and you don't want to miss out on these at the cover price. You definitely don't want to chase it down years later for a lot more money if this character goes big. You know, they still are planning some feature films for the G.I. Joe franchise, and you really don't know what characters are going to bring to the screen. If this character hits the screen, you could bet collectors are going to race back and try to find this first appearance. So this one here, another one we do think you should pick up for your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. And now for the honorable mentions. From IDW, 30 Days of Night Falling Sun number 1. Decades after Barrow's nightmare, the vampires return desiring vengeance for the fallen Vicente. And as darkness descends again, a teen fleeing inner-city violence finds himself at the center of a new horror that no one in town is prepared to face. Now, I put this on the list because this sounds easily translatable to the screen, whether small screen or big screen, and IDW has had a lot of their titles picking up an option in the past. So this here is definitely going to be a little more speculative, because you are speculating on this getting option, hitting the screen, getting a lot more collectors interested in this series. But if this does get option, this here is a premiere issue, this is the one all the collectors and fans are going to want. So in my opinion, this is a great spec, definitely worth considering for your collection. Grab this here for a spec if you can. Next up from Image Comics, Hectoplasm Hunt the Bigfoot #1. Ghost hunter Hectoplasm must track down a murderous Bigfoot in a Pacific Northwest town before the beast disappears into legend once again. This one here sounds like another great candidate to be optioned for a small screen, big screen project. And just like IDW, Image Comics has had a lot of their titles picked up and optioned in the past. And like I always remind you guys, just being optioned alone is enough to drive the price in the secondary market. So these don't actually have to make it to screen, just being optioned will kick up the price. This one here, in my opinion, sounds like another great spec. Grab this here for a spec if you can. Next up from Bad Idea, Save Now #1. Blessed with the power to rewrite his life and relive it in agonizing real time, but cursed to only move backward, never forward, Saver desperately tries to rewrite the past to stop an unavoidable apocalypse he alone remembers. This one here, once again, sounds like a great candidate for a streaming series or feature film. And like I mentioned to you guys in the past, Bad Idea already has their foot in the door to Hollywood. Seems to me like a lot of these comic books they're writing, they're just writing pitches for streaming series or feature films. So in my opinion, any of these Bad Idea books are great specs. If these get optioned or make it to the screen, collectors are definitely going to race back and try to find these issues. So any of these Bad Idea comics that sound like they might be a good feature film or streaming series, definitely worth picking up and adding to your collection. This one here will be speculative, but in my opinion, definitely worth picking up. Grab this here for your collection if you can. And finally from Oni, Yuletide #1. In the seemingly perfect town of Christmas, Pennsylvania, 3 teens uncover an ancient relic that unleashes a long-banished tide of Yuletide horrors, threatening to shatter the holiday's cheerful facade and plunge the world into darkness. We put this one here on the list because this one here has already been optioned by Valhalla Entertainment for a feature film just last month in September of 2025. This book just hits the shelf today in October 2025, so this was actually optioned 1 month before release. So this one here, in my opinion, is a no-brainer. It was already optioned before it even hit the shelf, so this one here sounds like it may actually make it to the screen. So this one here, definitely worth picking up and adding to your collection. Go ahead and grab this one. So there you have the 9 titles we have for you guys this week. There's definitely some books in there you guys should pick up for your collection. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.